It was just a timing thing, you know. It was the right time on the field, and it's the right situation, you know. We got a couple of first downs, and it looked like a situation where we'd probably load up in our 12 personnel and tray and try and run the football. So I was hoping to get, a look where we could pull that off, where they would play run, and thinking that we're just trying to milk the clock a little bit. That's essentially what happened, and it worked out. It worked out in our favor. So there's a lot of calls that go in your favor sometimes that are terrible calls, and there's a lot of good ones that don't work out for you. So we're just fortunate for us to have that one work out.
Did you find something that you didn't know tonight in Dom? The way, not just the way he's able to carry such a heavy load, but made a few elusive plays too.
Yeah, he did. He played really well for us at TCU last year, so that's the guy that every time that he goes out and takes the field, that's the guy I expect to see. But he is he's a talented guy, and I expect to get him the football. He's got to be the guy for us, and I really like the way Ollie played too.
You ran a lot more 12 personnel as the game kind of winded down. Was that by design, trying to get more blocking in the run?
Situation. We're up essentially three possessions, 17 points, right? So they've got to have the ball really 3 times. So we hit 4 minutes, and it was just time to try and grind it out. They didn't pull any timeouts, so that was kind of in our favor a little bit when we got a couple first downs and we were able to just punt with a couple seconds on the clock.
Was it encouraging to win a game like that where you were able to grind it out?
Yeah.
You didn't need Spencer to go make a bunch of crazy plays for you?
Hey, good work, man. Nice job. Thought you were going to score on that last one. I'm teasing, we didn't play very well. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, we did not play very well in the first quarter. We had some drops, we had some miscues, we had some penalties, we had, you name it, we had it all. We had 4 quarters worth of crap happen in 1 quarter. So for us to rebound and make some of the plays that we needed in the second half especially, I thought it was good. They're a good defense. I mean, let's give them some credit. I mean, they run up to the football, they're tough, they make plays, they make tackles, and they make you have to earn it. And we didn't earn it. There were times in the first quarter where we had chances to kind of get things going, and one play would either put you behind the sticks or a drop pass or an errant, block or something like that, and all of a sudden it was behind the sticks. So I was really pissed off at halftime, and we fixed it, and guys stepped up, and they made a lot of big plays, including that guy there. And our offensive line was fantastic in order to run that football in the second half.
How does it feel to call a flea flicker and have it work to perfection?
I felt great. It wasn't all right, guys. It was risky, but not really risky. I mean, I don't want to go crazy with that. It was a first down situation, and it was a time-killing situation. Run the ball, grind it out, and we were hoping for a certain coverage, and it worked out for us in the play. Just happened to unfold. That they didn't pressure it. So
on a flea flicker, it's typically a case where a quarterback wants to chuck it deep. The fact that 3 guys followed that seam route, and he was willing to show the patience to go to that check down, is that just kind of a sign of maturity that Spencer's getting back there?
Yeah, we ran the play a few times this week, and they play so much real closed that's kind of the answer there. So he was ready to check that thing down if he needed to. We wanted to flip it vertical if we could. The safeties were a little bit deeper than what we thought that they would be. They were in the right coverage, but they were a little bit deeper. And so it's a great job by Spencer of just sifting through, taking his time, finding the right guy, and moving on from there.
You said you were pissed at halftime. Were the players pissed?
Yeah, we all were. I mean, it was just, I felt like we left probably 14 points out there, especially in the first quarter. We just didn't do anything. We shot ourselves in the foot. So, we beat Oklahoma State. We got after our own ass, in the first quarter. And, unfortunately, we put ourselves in a little bit of a hole. We're fortunate that the defense was lights out and they kept us in that thing. It could have been a bad deal. But our defense played great and kept us in the football game and at least kept us in a position to score and kind of get things going, which we did in the second quarter. I was happy about the way it ended in the second quarter, but the first quarter was rough.
Ran a lot more this week than you did last week. Is that matchup based, or was it a concerted effort to try and get the run game going?
They just didn't have enough. For us, it was. I think that they said we're going to stop. Essentially 10 personnel and let you throw the ball down the field. We threw for 400 last week, so I would say the same thing. I would stop the pass game. And so they've kind of loaded up on the back end, made us throw underneath, and like I said, we just didn't execute well enough when they said, here's the cheap throws, here's the easy dink and dunks and all that kind of stuff. Well, it wasn't happening for us, so then the box was fairly light. And we had a chance to run the football and at least grind out some clock and grind out some yardage. So, yeah, it was just kind of taking what they would give you, which is what you're supposed to do on offense.
How much of it was also the fact that your guys were starting to break some tackles, especially there in the second half?
Oh my gosh,
on
they
those
went
runs?
crazy, and there were a ton of broken tackles in there, and in the fourth quarter especially, and guys extending plays that I thought, holy smokes, what are we going to come up with here in third down and long? And all of a sudden, bam, they break a tackle, and get the first down. So made my job real easy when you start running through those arm tackles like that.
I know you talked about having to get away from it a little bit because of the way they were hitting you, but how important is the 4 wide set going to be for you guys?
Very, very. I mean, John Paul Richardson is one of our best players, so for him not to be on the field is a mistake. I'd like to get into 10. I'd like to pitch the ball around. I'd like to spread it out for Spencer. I think, he's a guy that really plays well in their space. And so it suits us, but we're by heart an 11 personnel team with a tight end on the field. So those two personnel groupings kind of go hand in hand, and they give us some flexibility, much needed flexibility, especially on a night like tonight.
We see Dom be a physical runner, but does he get better throughout a game? I mean, I know he runs the ball powerfully every single time, but does he get better throughout each snap?
I think so. He's one of those tough kids that just plays with his pads. He plays right behind his pads, runs. He'll run through your heart if you give him a chance. The thing is, I just worry about him. He plays so physical. I just hope he makes it through the whole season, because the kid is tough. He's nails. But I think we're going to be in pretty good shape with him and moving forward. And he's put on a little bit of weight and muscle and all that stuff. He's already a rocked up guy, but he's even bigger and stronger now. So class has done a great job with him, and he looks good.
From week 1 to week 2, rushing the football, you guys